Okay, so with it coming up to the holiday season and kind of being out a lot more, taking a lot more pictures, I really wanted to fix my hooded eye as much as possible. So I kind of wanted to share with you a few things I found on the internet as kind of alternatives to Botox and surgery for hooded eyelids. And the more I speak to my friends, the more we all seem to be having this issue. And I know a lot of it, a part of it is obviously aging. It happens as we get older and we lose the collagen and they start to droop. And nothing's really going to be as good as Botox or surgery, or at least my expectations weren't as high as if I had that done. So I wasn't expecting a miracle, but I was expecting something, because none of these were really cheap options, but they were definitely cheaper than surgery, and they definitely had less downtime and recovery time. So the three things I'm going to share with you, only one of the three actually worked for me, and still it wasn't like a massive, oh my God, I've got no more hooded eyes. They're still hooded, but I feel like it did have some effect, versus two which were completely useless, or at least it didn't work for me. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. So obviously you're probably thinking, well, why would you not just have Botox, right? Because when you have Botox, it picks up there and it kind of like, not obviously to the extreme, that'll be a little crazy, but it kind of fixes that hooded eye issue. Well, because I started doing Botox way too young, I built up a Botox intolerance. It does not work on me. Dysport doesn't work on me. Zeman doesn't work on me. The only thing that works is my lip filler, thankfully, because I love lips. But I'm going to come nice and close to you. So this eye isn't half as bad as this eye. It's this eye that has the droopiness. And I love a winged eyeliner. I was a ballerina, and I love that whole look. But the issue now is with a hooded eye, it's a lot harder to do that. It kind of creases at the side. Like my creases, they're not, I mean, they could be a lot worse, but my main issue was that hooded eye. Pointing out all my flaws here. I do this quite a lot on my YouTube if you've watched me before. So I ordered a few different things. I have the Contours RX, which you apply to the eyelids. They're actually more like a plastic sticker that you put on. There's a whole kind of prep situation going on with that, with the prep pads, with these, with extra glue in case so they don't fall off, because that'd be really embarrassing in the middle of the night out. And then there's like eyeshadow primer, so your eyeshadow goes on. I'm going to demonstrate how I use those, how you're supposed to use them, and my thoughts on these. And then I have the SBLA. This is a kind of little eye wand, and it has apparently these peptides in there that you kind of put all over your eye area, and it's supposed to help instantly fix hooded eyeliners. Hooded eyeliners? That's a new one. Hooded eyelids, in their words, lifts eyelids in minutes with SBLA 66 peptide, our patent pending revolutionary molecule, lifts and smooths eyelid creases, hooded eyelids, and brows. Results are rapid, immediate, and cumulative. So we'll see. I'll let you know my thoughts on this. It is vegan and cruelty-free, which I really, really liked about this product. And then the last one is just simply an eye mask. I don't mean eye mask as in like a solution or patches. It's literally a sleeping eye mask with kind of pressure point dots, silicone dots on the inside. Those are the three things, three totally different things. They're also good to ask for in your stocking stuffers if they actually work. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to try out with you. I haven't used them before. It's a Contours RX Lids by Design. So I might be a little bit of trial and error with these. I don't know how easy they are to use, but we're going to find out. The idea of these, it says, is to work instantly to redesign the shape of your eyelids, lifting and correcting, taking years off of your appearance. And that is the before and after pictures that they've got, which are quite dramatic. So we're going to see. This eye is more hooded than this eye. So they do come in different sizes. I think when I get good at doing them, I'm going to do kind of a different size on one. This one's slightly bigger and this one's slightly less to make them more even, as well as fixing the hoodedness. But that sounds a little bit complex. So today I'm just going to try one size. They range from 4 millimeters to 7 millimeters. And as you can see in there, and I wasn't sure what size I needed, so I figured if I got the kind of multi-pack, I could play with them and see what I needed. I feel like in the real world, normally if I was just trying these for the first time, I would probably try the small ones just to see if they're comfortable. But because I kind of want to actually see how well they do work and kind of show you the difference it can make on camera. So this is a 7 millimeters and this is the 3 millimeters. I'm going to go for like the 4 or the 5 today, just halfway in the middle, just to see kind of if they do work. There's a pair of tweezers in there. Okay, so when I was reading the website, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it properly. There was a lot of steps they say to do it properly. They have a really good sale on right now. I hope when you're watching this, it's still going. One is to start with the eyelid prep pads just to kind of cleanse everything, to make sure there's no oils or anything on your skin so they sit properly. And then they also gave you a little freebie as well. I kind of got, how many extra pairs? 20 count extra pairs, which I thought was good. Then if you're worried about it falling off, which I kind of was, is the extra wear adhesive. So if you're putting it on in the morning and want it to last all day, all night, I got that. I buy everything. And then I bought the transforming shadow base, because when I was reading some of the reviews, it was saying because these are kind of plasticky, if you were putting makeup over the top, it doesn't always sit right. The transforming base is supposed to help it kind of just sit better, the makeup on top. I'm just worried you're going to be able to see them, so I am going to wear makeup on top, which is why I got that. So we're going to go through all the steps, all the things, and kind of see how it pans out. Okay, so I'm going to start with the prep pads. I kind of like that it has that, so it's kind of easy access. They just all kind of pop out. They're individually wrapped, which is kind of nice, especially if you're traveling, so you don't have to take the whole box with you. Just take a few days worth or however long you're going for. It says remove contact lenses prior to use. I'm not a contact lens wearer, but that's fine. And then basically just unfold them, close the eye, and gently swipe across the eyelid to remove excess dirt, oils, and dead skin. No need to rinse. Seeing if they smell like alcohol. They don't actually smell too bad. They smell quite fresh. And I've got moisturizer everywhere at the moment and eye cream, so I'm just going to make sure. I feel like this is the easy part. I'm a bit nervous about the application, the next part. Try not to drag my eye skin too much. Okay, I think that will be good. Oh, I made them a bit red. Maybe I pressed too hard. Okay, so now we've got that all off. The next step, okay, there's quite a lot of instructions here. I'm not going to read through them all with you because they'll bore you. So they're also in French there as well. And it's our unique design is great for loose sagging skin hanging over your lashes, heavy hooded lids that may be impairing your vision, asymmetrical lids making you feel and look uneven. Mine are asymmetrical and they are hooded. They're not hanging over my lids, but I still notice them. It's supposed to feel like skin and become invisible on contact, so we'll see. All right, so you're supposed to remove the correcting strip carefully using the tweezers. And I'm going to go in here and try and find kind of a middle-sized piece. Okay, the only thing is it doesn't say what size they are on them, so you're going to have to eyeball it. I was like, do I do these because I've got quite small eyes, or do I just go big or go home? I'm going to start with these. We can always do bigger ones later. I'm going to start with these ones. It says apply directly over the natural fold of the eyelid, the actual folding of the skin. Be sure to lift any excess skin out of the way of the strip. This can be accomplished by raising your eyebrow to smooth out every wrinkle. So I guess you do that and place it in there. That's not the clearest instruction to me. Yeah, identify where it's folding over. Well, that's right there, isn't it? Tip, this can be identified by a line or fold on the eyelid. Remove the strip using the tweezers and then place the strip using the tweezers. Place the strip on the eyelid fold. Gently twist the tweezer to release the strip. Lift any excess skin out of the way by raising the eyebrows so the strip can be placed on a smooth surface. I understand what the instructions say, but theoretically it's not really making much sense. It says be really careful, don't damage the corners, because if you do, they will peel and you can't see. And then it looks like they go curved side up. Okay, so we're just gonna do. See, that's hard, that's flopping around. It wants to go there. This is harder than they make it sound. I feel like that's too far in, isn't it? I'm gonna have to do this in another mirror, sorry, because I can't really see in this one close enough. Okay, so just quickly did it in the other mirror. That's where I've placed it now. Oh, actually, you can see that, and it has, now I look like I've got almost even eyes, but you have to be really careful. Can you see? Otherwise you're gonna have that extra fold of skin there. So this is where the adhesive is gonna come in use. But they already, now I look like I've got even shape eyes, so I don't even know if I would do it on both or just a really hooded eye. I don't think I need it on both eyes. I think that was a hooded eye problem. I think I might just use one, and in which case it's going to save me a lot of money because I can use half the amount. Okay, so let's work on this adhesive. It is cruelty-free, no animal testing, and it says its extra wear adhesive is designed to give extra hold to the Lids by Design cosmetic strip. To use, place a small amount on the edge of the strip and place on the eyelid. Remove any excess adhesive with your finger. Press and hold until the bond is secure. So I already put this on, didn't I? So this would go on first, but I'm just going to pop it up. I'm going to peel up the edges and pop it under the edges. And then this is what it looks like. It's just a little white tubey tube there. And then if I open it, let's see how small the brush is. It's a nice small brush for painting on. So I'm just going to pop this on. Okay, because I feel like that did such a good job there, I am going to do it on the other side with a smaller one, but just so I can use the adhesive with it. I'm going to do adhesive on one side and no adhesive on the other and see if it makes a difference to the wear time. And also, because once they're on, you're supposed to put this on before you put the strip on. So we're going to do that the right order. I'm going to grab the smallest strip they have, which is this little guy here. They are quite hard to get off of the plastic with. Oh no, that one came off really easy now. I should say that. It's just to prove me wrong, right? Without, you really don't want to damage the edges. And then this is where it's going to get a bit fiddly, is trying to hold it so you can put the adhesive on. I'm just going to put a tiny, tiny little dab because I don't want to get these stuck forever to my eyelids. And in case I don't like them, I can get them off. Okay. So I just put the tiniest, tiniest amount on the corners. All right, let's put this on the other eye. Okay, let's try that again because I dropped the first one on the floor and I can't find it. And even if I did, I don't want to put something on my eyes that has been on the floor. So you can tell it's my first time doing it. I just kind of really wanted to show you how actually easy, hard it is to do. I'm sure it's like most things, once you've done it a few times, you probably do get the knack of it. It's obviously, most things are a bit like eyelashes, isn't it? It's kind of hardest to do the first time. So I'm not making much of my eye contact. So I'm trying to concentrate on glue and not getting glue everywhere and all the rest of it. Okay, let's do the second eye. Oh wow, that eye looks really wide awake now. That is awesome. Okay, they do work, but now they still look squiffy again, so I probably didn't need to do this second eye, or I just put a bigger one on this side. Okay, so I'm really impressed with how these look. This eye looks so wide awake now, but this eye now looks more hooded, so I probably want to do a bigger one on this one and a smaller one on this side. But really, really, really happy with how quickly that works, how easy that is to do, and like just so effective without having to do like a whole facelift. And I think it's one of those things you are going to get better with the placement. I went too high with this one. It needs to curve down more, but I don't want to kind of start picking around with them now. Okay, so let's use this over the top so I can start to do my makeup and get the whole effect. So this is a transforming shadow base. Again, everything is cruelty-free and it's basically designed to extend and deepen shadow pigment, allowing color to be maximized and stay on longer. To use, first place the Liz by Design Cosmetic strip on the eyelid. Once placement is perfect, brush on the shadow base over the strip and eyelid area to cover the entire surface where shadow will be placed. Once fully dry, apply shadow as usual. So a lot of the reviews said to use this because these are plasticky and their makeup wasn't going on perfectly over the top. So they said this really, really helped get that flawless application. Now it doesn't say how much to use, so we'll see. And the reason I'm patting it on and not dragging it is A, so I don't drag the skin, but also so that I don't accidentally take off the lash strip. Okay, first fail. This is already coming off and this is coming off in the center. I only put the glue on the outer edges. So you're going to want to press down a lot harder, and I would definitely say I'm going to do this one again. I'll wipe it off, I'll clean, I'll start from scratch, and I'm going to put the adhesive along the entire length. These are not reusable, so you are going to be paying. We'll see how easy they are to get off. Actually, they come off pretty easy. That was the one without the adhesive. You are, it starts to cost a lot of money. These aren't things I would wear every day. It is something I would use just kind of for going out, special events, shooting, all the rest of it. Maybe I didn't let this dry. It doesn't say about letting this dry before you apply it, but I'm going to let this apply before I put the lash lid by design thing on again. And I'm going to go off, I'm going to do a slightly bigger one on this side than this side because this was a more hooded eye. One thing you have to watch out for as well is both the adhesive and the shadow base do look very similar. So make sure you're reading, especially if you haven't got your contact lens in. Like let's say I don't have contact lenses in, you know which is which, so you apply them the right way around. Take two. I'm going to put adhesive on the entire strip this time. It should be fun getting it off later tonight. All right, so I just did a really, really thin line all the way along, just kind of coated it like a bit like I would just a false eyelash. I'm gonna line this up again. I think it's one of those, you're gonna get better and better with the placement of it as you get used to doing it, because they're curved. It's like not putting it too far in, not putting it too far out, and then just pressing it in there. And obviously because you're putting it on the fold, it does kind of then, it is going to have that pressure where it is more likely to come off. So that's why I used the glue on it this time. And again, I think I'm still placing it too far up there. I think it should be slightly further down. But hey ho, hopefully no one's up in my grill as close as I was to the camera then. All right, and then we're going to do, not the adhesive. See, I said about reading and they look the same. Then we're going to do the shadow base. Okay, now I have two very white looking eyes. I'm going to finish my makeup off and come back and show you the final result and let you know how well the makeup went on over the lid by design and the eyeshadow base. One quick tip, and this is one of their tips by Lids by Design, and I didn't do this because I said, you know, they're not reusable. They're not, but they do say it takes time and practice to get the placement right and to use that. It's fine to practice with that same strip until you get the placement right, and then start using new strips. So that's a little way to save money rather than keep wasting them trying to get it perfect as you're learning. Okay, so as I was doing my makeup, I noticed this one's starting to come off. Can you see there? It's starting to lift. And also where there was glue, it has two little dots in there. So one of the things I read, I don't think I was pressing and holding it long enough. So I'm going to redo this one just quickly, and then I'm going to press and hold. That's the tip they have, and see if that kind of fixes that issue right there. Okay, so from a distance, they were kind of looking good, but as I was coming up close, there was glue everywhere that I started taking off, but it's already lifting here. I already taken this one off because it was in a really awkward place and it was lifting, and I don't know if it's because the pressure where the lid is, but that's what they're designed for, is folding over, or it was anything else. So I'm just going to take them off and try a second or third time just to be fair, so I can get them to look as good as they possibly can look. And the reason I say you could wear them in photos is because normally in photos your eyes are open. When your eyes are, I haven't got makeup on this one, your eyes are open, you can't really see the sticker. But as soon as you blink or shut them, you can see them. Obviously, when you're talking in real life, you're going to see them. So maybe I'll save these for photo shoots, but that is not something that's going to work for me in real life. That is a total fail. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. It's a cruelty-free vegan solution with quite high claims. It says open your eyes and skip the surgeon. It's supposed to lift, smooth, and open up eyes. So it's supposed to be really good for hooded eyes. So I really want to give this a go. It was around $150. It says it addresses the age concern with the first ever topical eye lift in a wand. So it smooths and lifts eyelid creases and hooded eyelids. That's what I'm concerned about. Lifts eyebrows and opens and brightens the eye. So in my 20s, the botox is awesome, right? You'd do that. It would give it a little eyebrow kind of lift, and I kind of like dealt with the hooded eyelids. But since I can't do botox, it doesn't work on me. I'm now trying to find all these solutions I'm trying to share with you as botox alternatives for hooded eyes. I'm not expecting miracles, but I kind of am. I'm kind of excited to try this because the reviews were really good. And with the price point and with their claims, it does say it's clinically proven to lift and smooth the eyelid in minutes. So I also want to see how well it plays with makeup. So I'm going to do this, see the lifting effect, let it dry. And then I want to make sure you can put makeup on without it pilling or having those dry flakes that some of them leave. So I just want to see how it works. It's applied to clean, dry skin in the morning, which it is now, and again at bedtime. And then obviously you can, they says if you want to use the second pump of it, you can. So just wait for the first lot to dry. I'm just going to do one and see how it goes. So it's quite a decent size wand, which is good for the price. Lifts eyelids in minutes. So I'm going to kind of put it on, let it dry, and then we'll do kind of like the before and after effect. And I like the packaging, like first impressions, it looks quite bougie, doesn't it? In a little silver packaging, and then taking the lid off. And then this is the antimicrobial roller ball on the end that that's going to dispense the product out of. I'm still going to wipe it down afterwards, but it does say just pump once and you're going to pump it from there. But I'm going to do a couple the first time just to prime it to make sure there's enough on there. And then it says to use a medium pressure to apply all over the brow bone, the eyelids, under the eyebrow, I'm pointing down here, under the eyelids and on the crow's feet. So I'm just going to whack it all over, and I'm going to try and make sure I see the product first. I'm going to kind of go over there and take it out all the way down, because my crow's feet go all the way down there. And it's actually really nice and cooling without it even having been in the fridge. I don't know how long you're supposed to do this for or how much, but I'm getting it all in there. And I kind of like that cooling and the pressure because it kind of helps depuff as well. So I'll let that do its thing. I'm going to pump once more for the other side. Okay, and it comes out in kind of like 3 little globs all the way through. So you're getting a nice kind of even distribution through that roller ball. Oh, and it has started to go in my other eye, and it does kind of sting. So you want to avoid actually getting it in your eyes like a ding dong. I'm going to smile just so I can see exactly where I need to place it. It doesn't say to use your fingertips at all, and I guess because also for hygiene, we're just going to do that with it. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And I'll come back for an after. So another application tip they recommend with this is to wait 10 minutes for it to dry before using any other eye serums or moisturizers, I guess, so it just doesn't dilute the effects of it. And then once it's dry, if you want to use a second application, you can, but we're going to go with one. It does say the effects are instant and cumulative, so we're going to see. I kind of want to use this now over the next 30 days and kind of do another quick little short at the end of this after 30 days, after using it twice a day, to see if you can see a difference from like the first use to the last use, to see if it's really worth kind of repurchasing. Because again, like it's quite a chunk of change. If I want to spend this much money on a kind of something, I want it to be a solution that does work and that gets better over time. Okay, so that is the end of the 10-minute timer. I set it, I let it dry. I think I've been looking at it too much because I can't see a difference between the before and after. So I'm going to take a picture and line them up here and the video so we can kind of see really how it is. But let's put it to the test. I'm going to use my regular eye cream now on top of it and see how that goes. It does feel quite, just feel a little bit sticky, but I'm wondering if that's to kind of hold the effect of it. I'm just going to tap that in because I don't want any of that other product to kind of move. I don't know if it's like the Dr. Thomas Roth one where you have to kind of remain expressionless for like 10 minutes before, you know, and we'll let it fully dry. So I just want to give it its full kind of, the best chance I can to get it to work. So, oh, that is actually better. I don't notice so much on the hooded eyes right now, but the crow's feet I notice instantly. Don't know how long the effect's going to last, but I'm quite excited about that right now. I'm going to put a little bit of primer on as well before doing my makeup, like as much as I can to kind of really help this product work so that I can gave it a fair chance. All right, I'm going to pop all my makeup on now and kind of let you know how this goes. So first impression, putting a little bit of foundation on I was doing was dabbing it in with this. As you can kind of see, it has got some pilling there already. So I'm just kind of lightly, gently just going to buff that off and get rid of that. And hopefully I'm not getting rid of too much of the product. Okay, so here is the deal. I like the results. And I don't think they're anything dramatic, but it is the first time I've used it. So I think what I'm going to do is sleep in it more than I use it in the day. And I'll tell you why. I did get my makeup on with it, but there were a couple of issues. The first one I showed you before was where it was kind of pilling, and I had to go in with this brush a lot to kind of like keep brushing everything off. It was almost kind of like a rubbery texture, and it was all the way up into my eyebrows as well, because remember I went up into the brow bone. So that also made it harder to put on my eyebrows because it was dragging on the skin. It was kind of almost getting stuck versus just gliding across like it normally would when I just have my moisturizer on. So I'm going to try a couple of things next time. The next time I'm not going to use my regular eye cream with it because maybe it's just the layers. It's too much kind of product there to then put the makeup on top. I'm going to try it without that. And then I think the rest of the eyebrows you're just going to have to deal with. It wasn't a big deal. I got them on. I don't feel like it's a hydrating, moisturizing eye cream by any means. It's more of that lifting effect and getting rid of that hooded eyes. So I'm going to keep going with this, and I will kind of do some more as we go to see if it's got that, like I said, that cumulative effect of that raising that hooded eyelid and making it any better. But from day one, I'm actually really happy with this, and I'm going to keep going with it. So one of the things I was reading about this when I was having kind of issues with the pilling under the makeup yesterday, it says if you have an issue with the eye wand doing that, just to use less product. And I was using a pump on each eye yesterday. That's what I kind of understood when they said use one pump. They meant one pump between each eyes, and then a second pump would be if you wanted to do one on each eye. So I kind of like overdosed on it. So today I'm just going to try half a pump on each and then just kind of see how the makeup plays with that and see if that's kind of like a fix for that issue I had with this yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to do the Anti-Wrinkle Mask by Dr. Harris. And this one is just, there's no creams, no serums. It's a mask you put on, and it basically says it's clinically proven to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, helps reduce the signs of aging and stress to give a fresher, more youthful appearance in just 15 minutes. So let's try this. So apparently if you leave it on overnight, the results last longer. For 15 minutes, it's supposed to last for 4 to 5 hours, the effect. So maybe it's not something you do in the morning, maybe it's something you do before a night out, before you do your makeup, so you kind of look all fresh for a night out or before a special occasion. My thing with this is, I'm not good at sitting still and doing nothing. So sitting here or lying here for 15 minutes with this is gonna drive me crazy, especially in the morning. I feel like the best time of day for me personally would be to put this on during my nighttime meditations. Like when I go to bed, it's like 11 to 15 minutes long, depending on the ones I do. That's probably perfect for timing this. You can sleep in them. I just don't know how comfortable it's going to be to sleep in all night, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to pop it on for 15 minutes now and then see the results, and then I'll do a shorts YouTube video later and I'll link it below kind of when I've tried it overnight and show the difference in results if there are any. It's not one of those things that gives you a cumulative effect like the eye cream did, but we're going to give this a go. I like the fact that it's machine washable, chuck it in, it's a one payment, you're not paying for a cream that you have to replenish every month. What else can I tell you about this? So they say in the kind of the blurb that wrinkles are caused by the contractions of facial muscles, including during your sleep. So it's supposed to help with that by relaxing the facial muscles. That all sounds well and good, but let's see if it actually works. So all you're supposed to do is apply it to a clean, dry face, press the relaxation point here between your eyebrows for 5 seconds, and then relax for 15 minutes. Let's go. Oh, okay. Well, if anything, it feels like it's made that more sleepy the more I'm awake. It didn't, oh, it has left kind of lines as well that I'm kind of, for 15 minutes, God, that'd be a nightmare after sleeping in it all night, wouldn't it? So I don't know if this is just really, I don't want to like slate it, but it feels like just a really glorified sleep mask. And normally kind of something satiny would feel really nice and not leave masks. But because of all these dots on the back side, it's not even going to be effective for kind of creating a crease-free sleep mask. So I think this is going to hit the return pile. It just doesn't do what I thought it was going to do. So yes, it's going to work as a good kind of light blocking sleep mask for kind of deeper sleep that way. It is made with mulberry, so it does supposed to help with fine lines and wrinkles. But like I said, with those silicone dots on the back, it's not really going to help with fine lines and wrinkles because there's dots that leaves imprints on your face. So for me, this is a fail. I'm glad I tried it, but I think there are other more affordable sleep masks on the market that are mulberry and going to leave, you know, kind of less marks and still do the light blocking without their silicone technology. I just don't know how much I'm kind of like believing in this silicone technology, but that's just me. I'm sure in clinical trials and other things, other people are getting better results from it. But for me, it's just a bit of a miss. But if you've had a good experience with the mask, I would love to hear. Drop them in the comments below and I'll put some quotes in the description below just to give it more of a chance, because I guess it's that there are some things that work for some people and some things that don't work for others, and for different reasons, whether people love or hate things. So if you've had a good experience or a bad experience with it, I want to hear below as well, so we get more of a balanced opinion than just from me. Okay, so that is my thoughts on those 3 products, the winners and the losers. Again, that's personal to me. Maybe everyone will get different results from them. You can read the reviews on the different websites about the products. I'm always kind of like a little bit hit and miss with reviews, with what I believe and what I don't, because obviously they can gift them and ask for reviews, they can pay for reviews. I'm never sure which are 100% genuine with the reviews. So these, I paid for all of these out of my own pocket. None of them were gifted to me. And this one is the only one I have kept and also reordered. And I got them on the Black Friday sale with 30% off. So if that's still going on, snap them up because they are quite expensive. I'm using the 1 dot between 2 eyes, not 1 on each. Makes it last longer, more cost effective, and I find I get so much product that way anyway. And one of the things I like is less is more with this, because you put too much on, it doesn't, the makeup just doesn't apply properly over the top. It kind of leaves kind of like a film underneath and pills a little bit. You just don't get a smooth application. So definitely less is more unless you want to apply more at nighttime when you're not putting makeup on the top. Again, it's still nothing crazy. The results aren't massive. I still have hooded eyes, but I like that it's doing something that you can't see it. You could see the stickers. The night mask, I felt they did absolutely nothing for me and left the mark. So this is my winner. I still think obviously it's not as good as Botox. If I could do Botox and it worked, I would so go back to it. And obviously eyelid surgery is not ruled out for the future. But for now, this is what I'm going to be using to try and help with the hooded eyes. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I may or may not be able to answer them, especially if they're kind of more about ingredients and what ingredients work. Definitely go to the manufacturer for those. But if it's more about my personal experience with it, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Or if you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.